Morning. Today I'll be reading the Open Heavens for 20th of January 2021, and the topic is MCY Rebellion Against Authority. Memorize Romans 13 verse 1. Let every soul be subject unto the higher power, for there is no power but of God, the power that are ordinary of God. Reading is from Romans 13 verses 1 to 3. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but God. The powers that be are ordained of God. Whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of God, and they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation. For rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil. Wilt thou then not be afraid of power? Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same. The message. Ra in our equation for resistance in the mathematics of Christ in you, MCY series, which we started on January 11, stands for Rebellion Against Authority. Some Christians feel they are too big to do God's work because they are educated. Some refuse to obey their father-in-law, the Father and the Lord, and still expect to get the best from Him. Listen, nothing can flow from Him until you subject to His authority. There is a difference between submission and cooperation. You cooperate when the instruction is convenient, but submit when it's not, when it's convenient or not, whether it's convenient or not. Some believers resist the authority of the government, their supervisors or spouse. Christ cannot dwell in rebellious souls. Rebellion is as witchcraft. 1 Samuel 15 verse 23. For rebellion is as sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. It is better to not to make any sacrifices to God than to do so in disobedience. You should not pay your tithe and refuse to pay your tax. For example, when you knowingly break traffic laws because you want to get to church early, God will not accept that kind of sacrifice. No matter how big you are, you have a leader. If you are the general overseer of your church, the president of the Association of Christian Leaders is to which you belong is your leader. If you are the president of the Christian association in your country, then the president of the land who 1 Peter 2 verse 17 says you must honor. The president is there is a president of the land who 1 Peter 2 verse 17 says you must honor. If you are the president of the country, there is a union of presidents in your country, in your continent, that union has a leader you must expect to obey. On the other hand, presidents can have a father in the Lord. He is to submit, just like the king of Israel who called Elisha my father in 2 Kings 6 verses 21 to 23. The father in the Lord too could have leaders he must continue to honor, no matter how great he has become. If you look very closely, you would see that there is an authority figure you are to submit to, even if you are a big man in your own right. If you rebel against those God has put in authority over you, then Christ cannot dwell and operate in you as he would want to. Prayer point. Pray that everything that can limit the measure of Christ in you should become zero. Later in the year, we will dedicate a whole day to pray for the full measure of Christ. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.